Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Hello and welcome to Last Man Standing. I'm Dan Hollifield. I do apologize for starting a minute or two late tonight. In between shows, I went down the hall and I tripped over the dog, and I had to apologize to the dog because the motion sensor light didn't come on until after I'd stepped on her. So these things, they happen. Thankfully, not that often. But with me tonight, we've got Rich, and we've got Dawn. Aunt Donna is not under the weather, but very tired from a very active day today. And Nicholas Tockert has been sent a link. Whether or not he deigns to bless us with his presence is up to him. But where do we go from here, kids?
Well, so one thing that I got reminded of towards the very end of Stupid O'Clock was being very tired and have to work through this for a second so that I've got the proper phrasing so I don't send Don into not the green room type giggles.
God.
I said the wrong thing when I was trying to say something else, and I was talking to my niece about homemade recipes and stuff like that, and I was trying to talk about my homemade taco seasoning. Of course, my mouth, instead of saying homemade, said homo. And I'm like, my homo taco, homo taco seasoning, Olay. I about killed her on the stairs. She was in the middle of drinking her soda, and I damn near killed her.
Dang, Rich.
And this is one of my favorite nieces from that side of the family, too, so I felt bad.
Unintentional dick move.
Every move I do is a dick move.
Yeah,
but some of them aren't planned.
Yeah, you didn't intend to do that to your niece that you like so well. So that's why I
No,
said
yeah.
Just out of curiosity, how old is this niece?
27.
Okay, old enough to remember. Absolutely fabulous.
yeah, too bad she didn't ever watch the show Brothers.
Oh, what was
That
the
was the
exact?
Showtime series.
What was the exact name of the show that Snap was from? Was that
You talking about A Living Color?
Living Color? Yes, I kept trying to think, and all I could come up with was
That-
Second City, and that ain't right.
3 snaps
No.
up in Z formation.
Yeah, 2 snaps in a circle, 2 snaps in Z formation. Yep, that was Men on Film.
Yeah, but it was Living Color. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
that was
Men on Film.
Damon Wayans, and was it David Allen Greer?
Yeah, I think so. And those two were really good at. I'm
They
just
played off each other really well.
Mhm.
I'm just now getting a notification for Last Man Standing.
Me too. And YouTube still won't show me the link to my own show, although they do about 3 times a year.
Well, those inconsiderate bastards.
Really, I might want to comment without having to come from 4 different channels. Of
Yeah.
course, with the way that Stupid O'Clock went, it's like every few minutes I look down and it was starting the show over again on the video, although the comments were still current.
Yeah.
And seeing as how comments were the only reason I had the YouTube channel open on the iPad, it worked, but it was terribly uncomfortable.
Yeah, my boy.
You mean the backseat of a
I saw Kit Kat, I got excited. Doesn't take one.
The back seat of a what?
Have you ever seen Mallrats?
No, I haven't, but I have seen many a back seat.
Let's go, Simon.
So, a running joke throughout the film is Ben Affleck's character is a manager of an upscale clothing shop who, and the exact phrasing is, likes to screw women in an uncomfortable place. And everyone always goes, what, like the backseat of a Volkswagen?
I could see that.
And so the very beginning is a bunch of the actors on, or maybe it's the end credits that has that, on comic book covers with different titles. So you've got Ben Affleck on the cover of like a Batman comic, but instead of Batman, it says Buttman. And
I'm
then,
vaguely remembering that, but I'm not remembering it.
so it's a View Askew movie. So it is a Kevin
Smith.
movie. It's got Kevin Smith and Jay, so Silent Bob and Jay, on the cover of a Batman and Robin comic, but it says Bloodman and Chronic.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just plays on all sorts of things, and it's quite hilarious, actually.
They do that quite a bit, actually. That was recurring characters in their own self-generated comic, whether or not it was actually published or anything. They call themselves by the those names in reference
I
to a
don't
comic that didn't actually exist. But
and I don't know that Ben Affleck was a big comic fan, but I know Kevin Smith was.
oh yeah, well,
I'm
Well,
pretty sure
Kevin Smith owns a, or at least he used to, owned a comic book shop called Jay and Bob's Secret Stash. I want
Well,
to say in Red Bank.
he also, before whoever was mishandling Stan Lee stewardship, offered to
uh,
take Stan Lee in and see him through to the rest of his days because he was such a huge Stan Lee fan.
yes,
And apparently, whoever was taking care of Stan Lee was just trying to milk every bit of money he could out of him and not really care about Stan Lee.
yeah.
Gee,
You'd be,
elder abuse in North America. Who would have thought?
you'd be amazed.
I mean, not to downplay it or anything like that, but I mean, and not to legitimize it and say that it's okay. Yeah, it happens a hell of a lot more than people think.
And it needs to be stomped out.
Yep.
It,
Somebody needs to take
for a
them
while,
out.
I drove Medcar, which is people up. We picked people up and from like nursing homes and stuff like that, and we took them to doctor's appointments and dialysis and stuff like that. And in the Chicagoland area, there are some really nice nursing homes and stuff like that. They are few and far between. For
Mhm.
every one really nice nursing home I got to go to take care of a patient and help a patient, I showed up at 20 bad ones.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
and I have heard the horror stories. Believe me.
somebody needs to take those people out into a dark alley and beat them out of them.
That would be karma.
I
Hello,
concur
Keisha.
wholeheartedly.
Hello, Keisha.
Holy shit, there's a Keisha?
Yes.
It's probably her. She probably needs to give StreamYard permission to show her name so she doesn't wind up as Facebook user. But
Hey,
she's one of the few people that say hello, beautiful people on a regular basis. So we're
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I mean, but it's been so long since I've seen her pop in for anything. That's why I was like, "There's a Keisha."
yes,
She's also been
yes,
a little
yes.
bit busy.
Yeah, and that's what I was about ready to say. You know,
Oh, yeah,
granted, you know, she's been dealing with the itty itty
newborn.
bitty.
Yeah, the newborn.
Baby.
Given them permission several times. They just like, no, they like you just fine. It's just permission wears off.
So, I've got to ask, and I'm not trying to be an asshole by saying this, and I'm not entirely facetious by saying this, even though I am being a little facetious by saying this. Has Dolores tried to sacrifice the baby to some of the spirits in the house yet?
We're
My
waiting
guess
on
is-
bated breath.
My guess is not yet, but
She probably hasn't thought of it.
Yet.
oh, okay.
Oh, she has thought of it several times. Is there just a little bit of sibling jealousy involved?
It's gone beyond
I-
sibling rivalry. It's
I think it's just Dolores being
escalated
Dolores.
to Dolores going, I'm not going to teach this one how I levitate into the raptors. Oh, Lord have mercy.
The voices can only
And,
speak to one of us.
Keisha, we have missed you so much on Cryptid Crunch. I hope that you will be returning to the show in your own time, but, whenever it's possible.
We just missed you, period.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whether it's just stopping in to say hello, beautiful people on Stupid O'Clock or Last Man Standing or whatever, we just missed you.
Okay, so I have to admit, Keisha, one of my friends, she gets way into Halloween and she bought a new doll and it's supposed to be, you put a picture on Facebook and she's like, here's a new grave watcher or something. I can't remember what she said. She's like, it needs to be named, and I kind of put the name Dolores on there. Oh my god!
Well, we kind
Yeah.
of figured that, Keisha. But thanks
Um,
for confirming it.
I figured it would be the baby or a cat. And I figured the baby's going to scratch less.
why am I suddenly hit with Children of the Corn references? Um,
Well, here in
serious.
Indiana, there's more than corn in Indiana. There's children here too. Just ask Stephen King what happens when you get those two together.
Well, there's soybeans too.
Well, according to Donna, there's going to be blondes out there, in both.
Soybeans are only every 7 years.
Soybeans. Oh yeah. Okay.
Well,
hmm,
did y'all see or at least see the previews for Megan?
not our Megan.
No,
No, there's it's
a movie with the
an,
doll.
an AI doll type thing.
Oh
I
yes,
do
I have.
remember
I have seen that. I have seen that.
That
Doesn't
looked
look like
creepy as
something that
hell.
would interest me, but Skunk probably would at least give it a good watch and a decent critique. And I hope he
That was
does.
creepy as hell, though. The preview.
Yeah, I was like, oh, nope. Mm-mm.
Because I could see that happening. I mean, one of my favorite underrated movies was, but they had enough humor in it to offset the horror.
Yeah,
You ever watch Small Soldiers?
I have heard of that. I have not watched it.
Oh god, yeah, that is.
That's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I watch
Mm,
that on a regular basis. Another role that Phil Hartman just proves that the world is poorer without him.
If you want to know one of my favorite Phil Hartman roles, watch How I Got Into College. It's 1987, 88 film. It's got Anthony Goose right before he lost his. Anthony Edwards, aka Goose, before he lost all of his hair. It's got Charles Rocket. And it has Phil Hartman and or Dan Hartman as I get the two mixed up, and Nora Dunn as consultants on.
That's the one that they keep interbreaking the movie with people's college admission video essay things, right?
It's got the problem solving where you got the two brownies or whatever, and they're
and Dan Hartman is the guy who's the sometime vocalist for Edgar Winter, and did the single
I Can Dream About You
About You. Yes, I play that for Lindsay all the time,
from
especially.
Streets of Fire.
hmm when I was working night shift, back when I was on rotating shifts, I'd punch that into the cell phone, and she would get the point and just kind of awe and be
Yeah. That's a great song.
yeah, really.
And the funny thing is, he didn't really like performing, so he used the group from the movie in his original, or the popular video. Now, there's a video of him singing where he's a bartender,
Yeah.
And that's a really good video.
Yes, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
But in the movie, it's a group of African Americans where you get they're sort of dressed up like maybe late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, Temptations.
Yeah. But he's doing a moonwalk.
Yeah. So groundbreaking stuff there, or at least gravity breaking stuff there.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, that movie is hilarious because Queen Kong makes an appearance in it.
Okay.
It was directed. She's a huge female wrestler. She was like 6'2", 260 or something like that.
Jody
She was-
McPhee would probably know that a whole lot better than me. Just guessing because that's the kind of wrestlers that he draws in his comic.
And the funny thing is, the whole movie, you have problem solving with these two lesser known comedians. It's some instance where they're going to get blown up. Or it's like, hurry up, I'm dying here. Savage Steve Holland was the director. Our son, whose father was a famous director, and he followed in his footsteps. And he actually did a lot of the original stuff that came out on the Fox Network channel. The Adventures of Beans Baxter, Danger Theater, and dadgummit, what's the one with the
Alan.
See, when I hear that name, I think of One Crazy Summer.
He probably did that
One
too.
Crazy
I mean,
Summer. He did. He did that. He did Better Off Dead, and John Cusack did the animation for both of them.
I didn't know he did the actual. I mean, I know he was the animator in the like played the, but I didn't realize he was the actual.
He was the actual animator.
But I love Savage Steve Holland.
Those are actually his cartoons.
Parker Lewis can't lose. I was trying to think of the show because I remembered the scene where his father with his buddies were like synchronized bulbas, and they were like synchronized swatches.
Okay.
Sorry, glorious results of misspent youth.
Well, I'm just sitting here going, why does that remind me of Rock and Roll High School? And I can't figure out a reason why.
He probably directed the sequel.
There was a sequel to Rock and Roll High School?
Oh my God! It was
name in it. Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman. Yeah, Corey
we talked about that a couple weeks ago, and it probably that was like 80s memories unlocked.
Yeah, and
Rock and Roll High School Forever was the sequel.
Oh,
did not have BJ Souls.
It had
it
Paul
didn't have BJ Souls. Did it? Did it have the Ramones, or was it just exploitation?
I think it was just trying to capitalize over the title, and it did have Mary Warnoff and Paul Bartel from the movie Eating Raoul.
Okay.
She was the principal. He was one of her henchmen.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where they go to this junkyard. They're like asking if they had any old like 40s or 50s refrigerators. Yeah, I think we got one. It's out back. Can we see it? Yeah. and they start doing this little dancing ritual where they act like they're a cult or something like
Where
that.
they're worshiping the refrigerator.
Yep.
In the ladies' basement.
And they're kind of freaking out, but they're also like, it's sort of like the train wreck. They can't help but watch. It's cheesy,
Well,
but
yeah, she's-
it has its moments.
And then all of a sudden they open up their jackets and they've got with the weird spots, kitchen utensils where they shouldn't be. And I said it unlocked a very bad 80s memory.
Welcome, Indies Comic Network. Hello.
Hello, yes, indeed.
Happy to have you just stop by.
Is that Nita?
I
Yep.
think it
Neither
is.
Daphne.
Well, hello, Nita and Daphne. Who did?
Hard to remember.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm not sinking fast. I'm just treading water as fast as I can.
I'm
And
drowning.
Rock and Roll High School Forever is available on YouTube.
It would be. Now I know where to avoid it. I love the original. I especially love the soundtrack. I mean, how
There are
many
a
movie
couple
soundtracks
scenes
have Eno doing a song?
There are a couple scenes you crack up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there would have to be in order for anybody to get to watch it. But you know,
The
without the
practical jokes
Ramones, without
depicted in this
BJ
motion
Souls,
picture are performed by professionals. Do not attempt them at your school, as they may result in detention hall for life.
Yeah. I think it's funny when she institutes drug testing and they sneak in a bottle of apple juice and they start pouring it into the cups. They're like, wait, that's not my pee.
Your pee? Oh, that's not my
This
pee.
guy tastes like, yeah, that's my pee. Yeah. And they're like, "Eh."
Nita, it's not a disappointment. I mean, seriously.
Hell no, it ain't a disappointment.
It's been a very long day.
Always happy to have you around.
Really? You're a joy to be around.
You're fun. You're
It
a
is
cure
so-
from boredom.
We had a celebration of life that Donna and Carl and I went to for Michaela for her aunt. So it just was a long day.
Nita is like a claymore. She is a joy to have around as long as everything is pointed at the other guy.
Yeah. Just hope
Nita,
it
I
never
don't
goes
know.
off.
Nita, I don't know what I would do without you and Heather giving each other hell. That is one of the highlights of my day each day. You're not the worst. Leave me.
You're German sausage?
Is that bratwurst or bratwurst? Sorry. Obvious pun. It's late at night. I can't keep my mouth shut.
Here's the thing, Dan. You and I both went with German sausages, so just a reminder, stay out of my head, but if you're going to be there, stay out of the green filing cabinet. That's where I keep the inappropriate pictures of my wife.
Boy.
Oh, yes. Christopher, what have you unleashed?
Oh,
No,
I just helped
I
you all a
I
little
think
bit
it's
every
because
so
is it Nita is heading out to
Points unknown.
Wait for
my
it.
brain just froze.
Oh, better your brain than the computer.
Dear Mother of God, we just said her name.
You talking about Heather Ellen?
Heather, yes. My brain was trying to say Helen. I'm like, that's not right. But there's an H and there's an Ellen, so yes. So she's going to go out to see Heather, or Heather's going to go out to see her. And yeah, those antics. Those antics deserve a hidden camera show following them around and and posting that somewhere. That's going to be comedy gold
That would have to be a secret.
or OnlyFans gold.
That's
one of
not
the two.
safe for work.
Business stuff.
Oh my God, it would be so fun.
I'm glad it's not safe for work. Who cares about safe
Oh, I
for work?
know.
I ain't
Like
gonna
I
watch
said,
it at work. Not gonna watch it when my wife is home either.
hell, I love them giving each other hell.
Mind your business.
Sometimes that's the most fun stuff.
I was watching.
How can we invest in this business? I'm about to retire. I need some new stocks and bonds, and not the fun kind of bonds.
I was watching
There might
the
be some
YouTube,
stocks involved, bonds involved, but it might not be the stuff you're thinking of.
and this lady's doing two sides of a
I'm
corporate
saying,
conversation.
I need the other kind.
And one of the personas is like, "Why are you not available? Why is this time slot blocked off? I've got another meeting for there." Well, who's this meeting with? Nunya. And what's Nunya's last name? Business, because it's Nunya Business.
Yep. I've heard that one before.
Oh Lord!
So, Nita, you just keep doing what you're doing. I'll love it. I don't care if nobody else does or not. They can stick it where the sun don't shine.
Isla? There's a lot of trees there. The sun didn't get through. Little town north of here. Sorry.
I think we're all like still spent from
I was thinking the dark side of Uranus, but
It's not tidally locked. It does spin.
well, there remains a dark side, regardless of how it's spinning.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to move quickly to be there, though. Now we're making astronomy jokes.
A little bit of something for everyone.
I love my panelists. I have the most interesting friends.
Somebody needs to.
I mean, somebody needs to like his friends.
Well, somebody needs to love his friends.
What does toilet paper and the Star Trek Enterprise have in common? They both search Uranus for Klingons.
Well, it's got to be better than the Texas toilet paper.
It's sort of like John Wayne toilet paper, rough, tough, and don't take no crap off nobody.
It won't take shit off nobody.
Get some sleep, Nita.
Yep.
I hope you rest well. Give him hell tomorrow.
And I found a surefire way to get rid of Nick. Just send him an invitation to come on the show, and he disappears.
I don't think he likes the thought of being on Facebook. He'll get on it, but he won't stay on it long.
Well, I mean,
I think it might also have something to do with the fact that Little Man was still up, and we go a little beyond.
Yeah,
we go a little risque from time to time, if only in double, triple, and quadruple entendres. And
oh hell, we weren't even doing entendres the other day. They were just flat out. We were just whipping stuff out left and right.
Pardon me while I whip this out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
we weren't even asking permission or forgiveness.
tonight with that my tablet was on 69%, my phone was on 69%. Y'all had to go and look out those.
Oh no, you also said that they were getting juicy.
They were like deadly. Deaded. Oh my god, I am.
Oh, sweetie.
I just
Don't
can't
give us
believe I broke-
ammunition if you don't want us to go off half cocked.
I just can't believe I broke down the
Had to
other
go
night.
off full cock, but that's beside the point. No.
You didn't break me, you just bruised me severely.
We all broke at some point in time the other night.
You weren't expecting it from me anyway.
No, I don't expect it from you.
That's
And
what makes it
that's
so
what
fun.
made it so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, don't try this at home. We are professionals. Light the blue touch paper and stand well back.
Mhm.
Well, apparently, Rich, you and I are deplorable human beings because he expected it out of you and I.
Well,
I wouldn't say deplorable. I'd say wonderful. But yes, I do expect it out of you too. I don't expect Chris to do. I expect Chris to talk about music, not.
walks like a duck, tells jokes.
What was that?
Walks like a duck, tells jokes like a duck. Yes,
Tells dirty
Howard.
jokes like a duck.
Well, I just have to remind everybody from time to time that I am the occasional troublemaker and I am a mischievous little shit.
You know, I have not
about you.
my name because we just never know about me.
Oh, we know about
Variety
you.
is the spice of life.
We do know about you.
Don't you think you do?
Well, I guess Forrest Gump said it best. Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
But I do believe that it looks like probably I will hopefully, crossing fingers, be making it to Hallowcon.
Cool.
I told you which driveway to hang out in.
Life is like a box of
Going
chocolates.
my way.
It's not going to work out long term for a diabetic either way.
Well, they were hanging out in my driveway today, so.
Hey,
Well, I'm hoping Rich is able to make it. I know it's still early yet.
I'm hoping to. We still haven't had a chance to get the house on the market yet. That's what why I was out at Dad's today. And I think we might have finally killed his shredder.
How many kicks did you
well,
find?
quit putting lawyers through it.
No, this was old bank records, stuff with the social on it, stuff like that. So a huge 30-gallon contractor yard bag was filled with nothing but shredded documents.
And a couple of videotapes.
No, it's those have definitely been gotten rid of a while ago.
We just tried to phone for
What
money.
did they fetch on eBay?
I don't know if someone dug them out of my dad's trash can to put them on eBay, and if they did, more power to them. Just as long as I don't see them ever again.
Don't go on OnlyFans.
For that?
My middle sister thought all this time it was a joke until I was telling her today, no, I actually found the video. And then I'm like, but here's the real kicker is it was just recently that I realized there was a third person in the room because there was zooming and the camera moved. And she's like, was it so-and-so? And I'm like, the cameraman never spoke, but honestly, that's who I assumed the cameraman was too.
Okay.
Life's too short to not have fun.
Hey, mom and dad were
Healthy.
a healthy couple with healthy appetites who did things together. It's not like my dad was banging people on tape behind my mom's back. You know, he was just banging my mom on tape. You know, and
It's a very
hell,
60s thing.
except it happened in the 80s or
The
70s.
Oh, okay.
It might have happened late 70s because it was on VHS, so it might have happened late 70s, but probably happened in the very early 80s.
That was when more home video cameras were more prevalent.
Yeah. So yeah,
I guess I'm
it's
looking at this way. As long as everybody is in agreement on whatever happens in anybody's relationship,
Really,
and
what
honestly, that's how
anybody
I feel about it
decides to
too.
do in the privacy of their own bedroom, as long as it's consensual, or
Hey,
not even their bedroom, as long as it's consensual.
as long as it's consensual and legal.
exactly.
I wouldn't draw the line at legal, but consensual.
If you're going to put it on tape, it better be legal.
What laws can there's bendable ones, I suppose.
It's legal in Las Vegas. It's actually text there. So, um, can I sound like I actually know what I'm talking about? So,
What
we'll
happens in Vegas usually leads to some STDs.
or lawsuits.
Or lawsuits over STDs.
Star Wars destroyers, yes. Um, sometimes I wish I could get my brain to shut off. Um, not going to happen, but sometimes I wish it would. Um,
No, we don't.
wait, wait another 30 years, I'll probably be sitting there trying to remember what applesauce tastes like or how to swallow. Um,
Shit, I don't
That's
know
what
if
we
I'll be
said.
around in 30 years.
I have absolutely no doubt. There's no way in hell the universe is going to let me die before I'm miserable. Um, since I'm pretty happy right now, may take a while. Oh, and watch out for the big asteroid once I pay off all my debts.
Mhm.
That's one reason I haven't paid off my credit cards yet. I'm down very low, but I don't want the world to be destroyed when I'm no longer in debt. But I'm sure that's on the book somewhere. Um, one of those one of those laws like Murphy has.
My manager adopted a golden retriever and they named him Murphy. She gets so mad at me because I quote Murphy's Law all the time. She's like, quit blaming my dog. I'm like, you're the one that named your dog after a well known, axiom about if something's going to go wrong, it is.
Yep.
I'm like, do not blame me. Now, it's not like your dog's name is Xerxes and I'm making weird shit up about something named Xerxes. No. Murphy's Law is well.
Oh,
You're kind of roboting there, Rich, but you said we're having computer problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. The router bounced so many times, I'm probably going to have to pull the router off for a little bit again and bring it back up slowly again.
Either
Try
that
to
or
work a
play
good
the
time.
Styx album.
Gonna threaten it with a good time, aren't you, Rich?
No, I'm going to threaten to turn it into a toaster. You'd be surprised how often that works.
They do generate a lot of heat, don't they?
Not touching that line.
Router, if you don't stop this shit, I will turn you into a toaster.
Find a very large axe to reprogram you with. That's the line from Hitchhiker's Guide.
4 slice or 2 slice?
One
Until
slice.
not to screw up your toast.
Why is the toast burned? Blame Comcast.
Oh, crap.
2 bits, 4 bits, 6 pence a peso. Ah,
So you have the same. You get some of the issues that we do. When I'm all of a sudden like I'm having internet issues, I'm gonna.
yeah.
Is he just smiling?
I'm alive. I'm not frozen yet. I don't think.
Like, come on. Move.
I think he just was recalling a George Hamilton movie.
Oh, I love at first bite.
I quoted Zorro the Gay Blade.
Yeah, that those were fun too. Especially the guy that played the alcalde. He was funny.
Oh, you wicked alcalde. Yeah. Well, the whole movie was hilarious. And it fit in so well with so many other versions of Zorro that were contemporary with it, trying to be modern remakes and trying vainly to one up the one with that was done by Disney with
Guy Robinson.
Guy Robinson. Thank you. The name would not come to my brain. It would not come to my brain at all.
The first Zorro I was exposed to, bad phrasing, was Zorro the Gay Blade.
Not a bad exposure.
Did he show you his sword?
Certainly made a mark.
What kind of mask did he wear?
Here I go again. Can somebody please stop me?
A banana? A plum? A cherry?
Oh, Don Diego.
Yeah,
One day I got to finish that manuscript so I can put that book out. I don't know if Valencia will let me get away with that. I Tuckerized us as the heroine in a steampunk novel. And part of the backstory had the hero trained by Zorro, the Lone Ranger, a totally fictional English prince, and included H.G. Wells' Martians from War of the Worlds and several other conceits, some of which have fallen by the wayside. It's a fun story. It's a really fun story. And I should go through and change the names, but bugger it. I, send it out as is. Who needs editing? Nobody will ever read it anyway.
I'm about ready to pull a Dan.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the top of your head's a whole lot more attractive than the top of mine. You get to see my bald spot. You
I
ain't
don't
got a
know. I
bald
can't see
spot.
the top.
The hair.
No, me though, because of my neck, I'd fall asleep this way.
No, because of the chair, I usually slump over this way. But the chair won't recline far enough for me to go. But if I was in the living room in the lazy boy, I'd be stretched out.
Well, because the way my neck is fused, if I go forward and I keep going, I'm just going to fall forward, so my body would act like going backwards.
Mm. Damn.
Look, it at 51 minutes and it hasn't gotten too. Like I said, I think we're all just still spent from Thursday. That's my opinion.
Yes, I'm keeping an eye on backstage. Nothing happening there. Yet. Don't everybody talk at once.
Mhm. Sorry, we might have company here shortly.
That would be nice. I mean, not that I'm not enjoying the company we've got now. Some of my
Fine,
favorite
I'm
people.
going home to mother. Oh wait, my mom's passed away. I can't do that. Never mind. I'm sitting here.
Okay.
What is
I,
the
I
word
do that shit to
perfect
Missy all the
nougat
time.
come to mind? Sorry, remembering another Mel Brooks movie. One of these
Yeah.
days,
He had so many good ones.
that's going to be one of the worst things about Alzheimer's is I'm not going to remember movie quotes anymore.
Well, the alternative, you might only remember movie quotes.
That I could stand.
But could the other people around you?
I wouldn't remember how to care.
If he quotes that one more time, I'm going to fucking smother him. That's how I foresee my advanced age and fall into Alzheimer's. Hopefully, it's funny, fun loving Richie and not anger management issues, Richie. If it's anger management issues, Richie, they need to find the best, most secure nursing home that they can find, whether or not it's an abusive nursing home, just to make sure that I don't hurt anyone else. I don't care if I get abused as long as I don't hurt others.
Yep, when your nurses are named Guido and Maurice, you're in a high security nursing home.
Wait. His dad was named Maurice.
What?
This is
Your dad was Maurice.
because he
Or was
speaks
that
about the pompous of love.
I'm willing to bet he was a tough guy.
Yeah.
I
Other
mean,
people's
seriously.
calls him Maurice,
Yeah.
which happens to be my dad's name.
Not what I just asked.
Ah,
So I got
And
to hear
he-
the song a good bit when I was growing up.
yeah, well, wasn't a bad song.
No, but you would believe how much confusion and conversation the word pompous stirred up.
That one, people are still arguing about whether or not that's a real word. Um, Google it and it'll tell you misspelled it.
Well, if
Um,
business is a real word, then that could be a real word.
I'm not objecting. Tell the computer. Um, there are a lot of things not in its vocabulary. Oops, we have. Oh my God!
No,
Hello, darling.
we just have the
I
same.
do.
Hello.
Can y'all
It
hear
is
me
good
okay?
to
Hey,
see.
Steph.
Yes, we can
Yes, we
hear
can
you
hear
fine.
you.
It is good to see you again.
Well, I am doing my best. Chris told me basically, uh, why don't I come on in? So I'm here. So
Now,
better than sitting here and moping by a long shot.
I was with EW last night. They're looking forward to having you on.
Oh, okay.
If you need a
Looking forward
wingman,
to
let me
being on.
know.
Hmm?
If you need a wingman, let me know.
Okay.
Oh, so how's Elrond and how have you been?
Um, Elrond is pretty much his usual um mess of a self. He's not in my lap much right now because we've been having such hot weather that it's not comfortable to cuddle.
Mm,
So he's actually down on the floor over here, and he gets in front of the floor fan, and that's where he hangs out.
that's why I tripped over the German Shepherd the last time I took a walk down the hallway. Um, she decided that the bed was a little too warm, and the motion sensor light didn't come on before I got a chance to step on her.
Mm,
Let me see if
That
I
took a
can.
minute of reconciliation, but she's forgiven me. I hope.
I'm sure she will. Dogs are very forgiving for the most part.
Mm,
On the other side of that coin, I'm pretty sure one of the cats is going to try to kill me one of these days on purpose.
Yeah, but they'll make sure they get all the loving they can out of you before then.
And then all the
Probably.
meat that they can afterwards.
Hey, I said it. What did I say? That's it. If I die and the cats have to eat me to stay alive till they get found, go for it.
oops.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we scared up Stephanie.
I don't think scared off. Might have been the connection.
Yeah, she was trying to do it from her phone. It doesn't work as well as her laptop. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was a little bit distracted. I was trying to coax her into coming on. I thought it might help her. She's had a little bit of a rough day.
Hmm.
Well, it's
Well,
been.
hopefully she's still watching, because I mean, we love you, Steph. You're freaking awesome.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
you ever need someone to talk to? We're here for you.
Yeah.
And here she is back.
Sorry
Yay!
about that. Sorry about that. I was trying to figure out how to get my speaker onto speakerphone instead of just the regular little thing up here, and it did weird things when I tried to come back. So
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
I
perfectly
thought,
fine.
it'll be all right.
We're just happy to have you with us.
Well, thank you. It's good to be with y'all. You notice anything different?
I noticed the green in the hair.
It's not actually green. I know it's showing
It's
up like
supposed to be
that.
blue. It's supposed to be blue.
Yeah,
Blue.
well, turquoise was the first thing that came to
I
mind.
was thinking blue, yeah.
I was going with teal, which is an awesome color.
Hmm?
I
What was
thought it was teal, which I was like, I could do teal. Teal is my ribbon color.
Yeah. So I decided to do something different, and my hairstylist says, "Let's play." It is supposed to be neon blue, and it came out the prettiest turquoise on my hair you ever saw. Which, she and I were both kind of like, "That's not neon blue, but it's pretty." So we said, "Okay, get
We can
this."
work with this.
Yes, yes. My dad liked it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of like, whoa. So this might be the new color for a while instead of the purple.
Beats the hell out of the usual blue rinse for people of our age.
Yes, it does.
I'm in the process of letting my hair grow because eventually I'm going to do a hair roulette.
Okay.
Where you
Hair
pick
roulette.
your hairdresser's behind you with two different signs and you don't know what they say and you have to pick A or B.
Okay.
And then they go with that and then they do your hair with the way they want to.
I hate to point out there's plenty of other letters in the alphabet. If you're really wanting to play roulette, why go off half-cocked?
Oh, well, what do you know? Come on up here so they can see you. Come on.
No. I'm just saying you pick A or B and then it's like, okay, so short, long, normal color, bright color. So you pick like you have options, you do different things and then they take what you picked and they decide what they're going to do with their hair. So it's not just one A or B, it's like A or B 6 or 7 times. Hello,
Elrond.
That's a pretty boy.
Hey, Kitty.
He heard other voices and I had to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's Mama's boy right there.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I'll take some scratches and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So.
Or just help that Georgette by my feet snoring and making me more tired by listening to her snore.
Well, the funny thing is somebody said, you know what Curiosity did for the cat? I said, well, it may have, but at least the cat knew what the hell was going on before it happened.
Satisfaction brought them back.
Well, they got 9 lives.
Oh, I saw the funniest cartoon on Facebook the other day, and it was about exactly that. And it was there's one cartoon. I should call it a webcomic. It's not a cartoon, and it often has kind of serious subjects, but it follows the character of Death as it collects usually animals. And this one particular instance, it was like the fish Death came to collect a fish, and the fish was kind of startled. Like, I didn't know fish had a death of their own. Yeah, oh, most animals do. Well, what about cats? Why do they have 9 lives? And it cuts to a picture, and you see Death's feet. And of course, he's a skeleton, and his feet are clad in pink fuzzy slippers. And you see the cat Death curled up in his little bed, and Death is going, "Come on, it's Fluffy. It's time to get out there and collect some kitties." And he's like, "Nah." And the cat Death goes back to sleep, and it's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense now.
Really?
Yeah. Does make a lot of sense.
Oh, Terry Pratchett made such an impression on everybody,
Yes.
especially with those two characters,
Hey now.
Death
Hey
and the
now.
Death of Rats.
No. You got all wound up. You're gonna start biting. You got to get down. You gotta start. No, get your butt down.
I
If you're
wish
gonna
I could.
bite, you gotta get
I
down.
wish I could teach the German Shepherd that.
Thank you.
It takes a lot of patience.
Oh, tell me. When you
Oh,
have a pet that is as big as a deer
yeah.
and she wants to nibble on you, your hands, your fingers, your nose, whatever, and you're going, I know this is affection, but please, it's the wrong kind of affection.
Mm. And Elrond, he gets overstimulated, and once he reaches that point, he bites. And right now, he's sitting down at the end of the footrest, staring at me, and he's doing this.
He's flipping.
He's blepping, yes, and it's the cutest thing. And I can normally I would actually reach out and try to touch his tongue, but after he just lost control and tried to bite, I'm just like, nah. But
Yeah.
he's an older kitty, so he's my little man, so he
Yeah.
gets slack. Well, how's everybody been since the last time I was able to be on the show?
19 weeks until full retirement.
Yay!
He's not counting, is he?
Nah,
Nah.
only the weeks, days, hours, minutes, and seconds show up on my spreadsheet. Um,
Last minute, uh, less than half a year to go for him.
well,
Um,
that's when I go back in and file for my vacation time for 2024, and then
mhm.
come in half a day in February and go, I wore mistletoe for a reason. It's on the belt loop behind me.
As soon as you said mistletoe, I knew exactly where it was.
So I was going with that too. I figured it out.
Because you can just kiss my ass.
Well, to quote Queen, you can kiss my ass goodbye. Ah, Lord, it seems like it's only been half a lifetime, but it's been the entire damn thing. Ah, I don't know. I'm kind of afraid. It's scary to think that I'm no longer going to have that weekly paycheck that I've been used to for half a century, and then I do mean damn near half a century. And
yeah.
then again, it's going to be exciting that I have time to do more than just exist. I'll have time to enjoy things. And hopefully, I will either have, for my dad's side of the family, another 20 years, or my mom's side of the family, another 40 years to get to try and use up all the available cash before my children get anything. Um, as long as Lindsay's taken care of, everything else can just kind of take a back seat, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it, even though it is kind of scary. But hoping to add two more conventions per year to our heading out of the house and going to cons. We're thinking, well, I'm thinking strongly of Atlanta Steampunk Expo because we miss the people that we enjoyed being with at Anachrocon. Now that Anachrocon is no longer extant. And then we got one more slot that we could do something with, and don't know what time of year it would have to be. But we've got Hallowcon in the fall, then we've got LibertyCon in the summer. Um, Steampunk Expo would be February, so wintertime, and have to figure out something else that's not extremely far away that I can stand to drive to. And it'd wind up being a lot of the same LibertyCon, Hallowcon, Chattanooga area folks that we've been used to going to conventions with. So we'll figure something out. But
Have you tried confinement?
no, I haven't.
That one's been kind of fun. It's a small convention, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. What time of year is it? Um,
Actually, it's usually in the late winter, February, March.
Yeah.
So
That'd
that's
be
going to conflict with.
yeah. That would conflict with Steampunk Expo, but you know, and I would know. I would have the advantage of knowing most all everybody there. Um, and
Well,
Lindsay would probably be
it's
comfortable.
Mike
So
Williamson runs it, so you know.
yeah, I know Mad Mike very well. Um, he needs to write some more wisdom from his internet. That book
Yes.
is entirely too short. Um, and I want more of your books. Um,
I'm trying.
I know. It's been difficult, honey. I know. Um,
Well, on top of things is that, I'm now the sole house owner on a 35-year-old house.
yeah.
And I'm starting to have to deal with maintenance and stuff like that. And
Yep.
yeah, I don't
Ours
know.
ours was built in the 1960s. So you can imagine what I've got to replace the floor in the hallway in the kitchen. Not the tile, but the floor.
Oh,
I think
Yeah.
Mike is moving it to late March.
yeah, I think he's moving it to get it out of the way of some other stuff.
Mm.
Well, that and plus it's still a little bit cool in February.
Yeah. Still a likelihood of snow and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Steampunk Expo in February is steampunk outfits are rather warm.
This is
Yeah.
true. The
You
number of
need
times.
you need to have steampunk conventions in the wintertime so that nobody gets overheated.
Yep, because cooling becomes a problem. He's wanting attention.
No, he's wanting me to go in the kitchen and feed him. He wants to be fed about. Well, he's got the thyroid problem and everything. He wants to be fed about every 2 hours, and he's wanting me to go in there and feed him, and I'm sitting here talking to y'all instead. Yeah, wow. Yeah. So, and he's kind of like, here he comes back.
In answer to your question,
Buckle up, Buttercup. You're in for a long ride.
In answer to your question, Stephanie, in regards to me working really hard at work and then trying to get stuff ready for our event in October.
Yep. And I need to get light a fire under my friend's behind to get her to contact y'all and give her the information to register. And she just
Yeah.
keeps forgetting. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be at Farley next weekend. That's a local one to Chattanooga.
Okay.
That's at Camp Jordan. Be hopefully picking up some more people pre-registering. Unfortunately, ours is one of those people like to wait till the last minute before they decide they're going.
Yeah, she claims to be putting together some stuff. I know she's trying to put together a costume
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I think she's serious about it. She just can't ever remember to get with y'all and actually register. So
Yeah. Well, it's getting to the point where, she needs to get it done
I know.
preferably before August is over with, but definitely before September is over with.
Yep,
Yeah.
membership prices will be going up and rooms are filling up.
Well, I'm
Slowly
gonna.
but surely. That's another thing. It's people wait a little bit on that, but as
I,
soon as I announce the first floor is about gone, you should see the stampede for people calling.
yeah. Well, I was figuring on sharing my room with her, so
Yeah.
that shouldn't be an issue. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but the membership still needs to be taken care of.
yeah, it does. I know. So
Um,
Just let Chris Sweet talk her.
well, I gotta
She'll
get
get
her.
on the ball.
I gotta get her in touch with y'all first. So
Tell her to send an
anyway,
email to gmail.com.
I
That's
have.
your joke.
I have. She can't remember to do it. I'll keep bugging her.
Yeah, eventually she's going to have to just bite the bullet and do it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's more or less been my focus. I'll try and do a few things for myself here and there.
Just give Chris her phone number as soon as she hears that velvet voice.
Okay. I can actually do that.
I don't know about Velvet Voice.
Kitty cat,
Oh,
calm down, please.
I
You
don't
could
know
always
what
have
happened to your fan club, Chris, but they used to be thick and heavy at stupid o'clock. But
I think the Russian bots kind of dried up.
no, these weren't Russian bots. These are
Groupies?
pretty much, yeah. Chris does have his fans.
you could always have Nick record something for you in the voice he was using in the green room last night.
Oh, that was while I was still on the Ripper show with EW, so I missed that. But I did get there before Nick actually left. So
He was trying to do the male version of Lila and just trying to talk smooth and laying so many innuendos it's not even funny.
Well, honey, now let me just tell you. You want to talk about soft and smooth? We can do that right here. I don't have a problem with soft and smooth.
Too much southern happiness in this.
My problem is, I think me being deaf in one ear affects the way I sound because I don't sound the way I think I do. I sound like a really uneducated redneck till you hear me pronounce big words.
I don't think you
and
do.
and the problem is
Well, like I said, I've heard
What's wrong with the song of my people?
my voice played back, and it doesn't sound the way it sounds when I'm speaking and I hear my voice.
And
If it
that's
sounded the
that's
way that it sounds when I speak, I would like my voice. I don't like my voice the way it sounds.
that's everybody, Chris. That's
Everybody, believe me. Recordings of my voice I hate, but I still keep using it.
Don't have much choice in the matter.
It deals with the resonance in your skull because everything is resonating here, so it's sounding different because
Oh, that's why I
it's
sound like
acoustics.
Barry White in my own mind, because there's nothing in here for it to resonate against. It's all
Well, I wish
it's all
mine
internal
sounded.
acoustics.
it's an echo chamber.
I wish mine sounded the way it sounds in my head, because I like the way that sounds. It sounds much better than what's out there for everybody else to cringe at.
Oh,
I
you sound
hate
like
my
Mel
voice.
Tillis without the stuttering. And that is meant to be a compliment. I mean, the man's made millions of dollars with that voice.
You know, I have a tendency to stutter from time to time, but it seems like when I add alcohol, it decreases. I don't know why.
Well,
My-
sometimes
Lubrication.
stuttering is a mental block, a mental thing, and then with the inhibitions going, you're not as uptight and trying to control what's going on. So, I mean, I'm
You're
not a
trying to say my
psychologist.
dipshit's a little bit listened.
So, was that
My sister used to tease me because she said that whenever I would stand up and start, like lecturing like a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
she said that my upper lip stopped moving. And I
Okay.
got to thinking about that, and I thought, well, I'm trying to enunciate some, in some cases, very difficult words to get out. And so it stands to reason that I would actually look for some sort of a firm bulwark against which to shape the sounds. So I don't know. Evidently, when I start speaking technically, my upper lip stops moving. So go figure. Weird.
Whatever works. I mean, seriously. The object of using words is communication, not obfuscation. So, oh wow, I'm not too drunk to say that. Um, I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
It'll be all right.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I'm far enough out from the colonoscopy to actually be able to drink now.
Caution is always the wiser course.
Well, it was Wednesday, and he gave me express instructions not to drink alcohol at that point. So,
Yeah.
that's usually only a day or two for those to make sure that the anesthesia has completely gotten out of your system. It's usually a 24 to 48 hour on that type of stuff.
he did several little biopsies in there. And so he's by way of trying to figure out if he can help me with my IBS. So I kind of appreciated that, but I kind of gathered from the way he was expressing himself that it might have been a case of letting those heal before I hit him with alcohol.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, I haven't. So actually, I don't think I've drank anything but water, which is what I usually drink. So
Well, I've been going through the last week or two at work, proving that I'm not dehydrated. it's a good thing that they have the porta john out back within 15 yards of my
Starting to
lab.
type in how long after can you drink alcohol?
Because walking the half a mile to the actual locker room would be sometimes not walking, but at a dead run.
Who are you talking to, Rich? Who were you asking?
Oh no, I was typing into Google for how long after a
Oh, okay.
colonoscopy, and like the fifth thing down, you drink alcohol. And
Okay.
general consensus is about give it at least 24 hours.
Okay, so I probably can now. Okay. I might break out a glass of wine.
And I was also going to say it depends on how much. I mean, are you getting hammered or are you
Oh,
just relaxing with a couple of glasses?
I never get hammered. I
I
don't
was
like.
about to say I've never seen Stephanie overindulge.
I've
No.
I have by accident on a few occasions, but I don't like the sensation. So yeah.
And I've never seen her more than just a little bit tipsy, and that's
Yeah.
usually the extent of it. She's
Yeah,
very responsible about her drinking,
I try.
yeah.
and you succeed for the most part. From
Well,
every instance
Show up at
I've
Hallowcon and split a bottle of Statesman with me and Chris, and that'll go out the window real quick.
I've shared it a little bit with her. She's enjoyed it,
yeah.
and I
Um.
didn't want to give her too much because I
Well,
try to take care of my friends, and I think a lot of her, and I don't want to cause her any harm.
I appreciate it. One of the reasons why I don't drink as much as I used to at conventions, which is not really saying that much, but because I never drank a whole lot, but I actually have found that if I drink alcohol past a certain time at night, it will give me heartburn.
Oh yes,
And being on travel and having like continuous heartburn,
that's
it,
not
it,
fun.
it's not fun. So I kind of watch it, and it's like, if you'll notice, I don't actually go to many room parties and stuff anymore because, and if I do, I generally don't drink alcohol. Um, I'll nibble
Yeah,
if I
well,
do
not
have
that
alcohol.
Halloween has that many ring parties.
Hmm?
Said not that Hallowcon has that many ring parties, but some of the other
No,
ones do.
Yeah,
Especially if you're either going to the Royal Manticorian Navy's uh, party or the Three Ravens publishing one.
oh, and
and Chris Kennedy Publishing.
yeah, and Terps, and we could go on. Um,
Yeah,
What about those of us
oh,
who don't drink at all, but just you would never guess that we don't drink because we're crazier when we're sober?
we'll work on that.
I can't drink though.
How many
and
drinks
there's
has he had? None. He's just been holding that shot, talking.
and there's always the like the Deep South Con bid
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You know, they always have the room parties.
Yes. And if
So,
they deign to do Worldcon bids, but I don't know that many people are going to be doing that these days.
no.
Mm. Oh Lord, was
After the way New Orleans got hosed with they bid.
Oh, I haven't heard about this. What?
That was back in 2016.
Okay.
New
What
Orleans was bidding for 2018, I believe, and then San Jose won that. And I think there was a little bit of chicanery going on behind the scenes.
Well, I've heard some strange things out of the Chinese Worldcon.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly mostly Chinese were nominated for the Hugos from what I saw. I might be wrong on that, but that's just what it looked like to me. So, and which nobody else ever heard of.
Mm.
So, anyway.
Well, let's see. When's the next one is going to be in Glasgow?
Not sure.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't remember. We talked about it in the Niven chat, but we talk about so much in the Niven chat. I can't keep everything in my head. Stuff keeps coming out of my ears. We had a Niven chat today. Larry's doing well.
It's
He's
not the green room. It's not the green room. It's not the green room.
he's
Sorry.
having a few health problems, and he's
Yeah.
kind of worried about going to the next big con that he's got to go to.
For heaven's sake, tell him to be careful. We don't need him pulling a Jerry.
Well, exactly, and we did. We don't need him to be pulling a Patrick Troughton either. It's just he wants to go so bad, but he's afraid that it'll affect his health. So, him and Marilyn have to make up their own minds about what they're going to have to back out of and what they're going to remain committed to, and that's the only way that can work. So we can't make demands on our favorite authors to, yes, show up. We depend on you, or hey, if you're here, you're here, and it's wonderful. If you don't think you can deal with it, we will respect that and move along as events eventually eventuate. I don't believe I said that with a straight face.
Eventually.
I remember showing up at a Nacrocon shortly after having had pneumonia, and that was interesting. My uncle gave me express instructions to try to wear a mask whenever possible, just to protect my own self. I was no longer contagious and hadn't been in several weeks. But so I'm setting up for my talk, and this guy comes in and he's like, "Oh, thank you for not contaminating the rest of us." I looked at him and said, "Dude, this is not for you. I'm getting over pneumonia. This is for me. This is to keep you from contaminating me." And he kind of was like, "Oh, well, okay." Like, self-absorbed much, dude?
Really self-centered little bastard, are you?
Yeah.
There's a number of those out there, unfortunately.
Was this one of the last 2 years of Anacrocon when I was the literary track director? Because we missed a couple of years in the latter third, but
This was shortly after Jerry died, actually, because I wondered if I had the same bug, because it hit me hard. It was a flu bug, and with me it just went straight into pneumonia within a matter of days. So it was not long after Jerry died. So,
well, if people were going on about masks, it would have been 2019, 2020, 2021, that sort of thing. But
this was way before COVID.
oh, okay. Yeah, last one was 2020. The last one. My badge is up there on one of the lamps in the room.
Gotcha.
I hated the fact that we missed a couple of years because we'd been to every one since the very beginning. Matter of fact, we were there before the very beginning for an Anachrocon. We were there when it was being planned, and you know there were missing stairs involved that we decided to ignore for the rest of the people that showed up. But it was an experience that I definitely would not want to have foregone.
Yeah. Anachrocon was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed it.
But the number of times we drove over from Huntsville to Atlanta with snow on the ground and ice on the roads, I can't begin to count.
Well, that's the thing about having a con in Atlanta in February.
Yep.
I did the same thing for the same conventions. One of the best things that ever came out of an Anachrocon is developing a friendship with Thomas of Brute Force Studios.
Thomas Fulford.
Yes, amazing.
Brilliant
work
psychotic
that he
genius.
Yeah, there are a few more words I would have tossed in there, but that covers it really well.
Yeah.
And
And he admits it.
admits it. He's proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and his Vespa addiction.
I actually was in Walmart and they were selling a toy Vespa, and I took a photograph of it and sent it to him and go, "Here's another one for your collection." He goes, "You bastard."
Surprised he didn't say buy it and send it to me.
No, he's got a Walmart near him.
Oh.
Somewhere. I'm sure Illinois has a Walmart somewhere in the state.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Harrisburg. Yes.
I think the cat has finally given up on me for the time. This is a good thing.
Oh yeah.
He's been known to walk up to me and go right in the mouth. I've woken up and discovered him sitting there, and this was evidently something that he just got curious about. What? And he pushed my lips from side to side. So just like they do that. Why do they do that?
Yep.
Because
At
they
least-
can.
At least it's not sarcasm. Going, shut up, woman, and come to bed.
They're gonna at least try.
Hey,
Whether
I've had
they-
I've had at least 4 cats who would do that. Carl and Donna complain about their cats telling them it's time to go to bed. We don't care how long you intend to stay up, but we want to go to bed, so you got to go to bed.
He knows better than to try to pull that on me as late as I tend to stay up and write and such. Yeah.
Well, yep, they will learn. They will learn.
George used to be the one that would be like, "It's time for you to go to bed. I'm tired. You go to bed." These two, they're just like, "Fine. We're gonna go down in the basement pretty soon if you don't go to bed." Although she's being weird tonight. I don't know. She's snoring again.
They tend to do that.
Well, and then he got up, went downstairs for a while, but now he's back up in the chair.
They're little stinkers, no doubt about it.
But they're adorable. I mean, seriously, whether it's feline or canine, you once you got them, you can't live without them.
Yep.
And you want
Oh,
to
I-
strangle him.
And you want to what?
Said, and
Strangle
you want to strangle him.
Mhm.
Sometimes, yes.
There's days where I'm like, oh my god. But
I love you
Oh,
to
yeah.
death, and I'm about to strangle you to prove it.
Well, you do realize lots of times I say they're adorable little shits for a reason.
Uh-huh.
mhm.
That's
They
a
are.
very good term.
I
And
think
you want
I
to
think
kill them,
the
but they are adorable, so you let them live.
I think the worst threat that I've ever uttered for a pet is, if you don't get out from under my feet right now, I'm going to need a pair of gloves this winter.
I worked at the shelter. I used to, that's when was George was still with us, and he would act up, and I'd go, I will take you to work with me tomorrow and bring somebody else home.
I would look at Bucky and Bella. In fact, I still look at Bucky and Bella sometimes when they're being idiots in tandem. I'm like, your names are about to be left and right, and I'm about to have new slippers because I'm going to stick my foot so far up your ass, your shoe. And they'll be squeaky slippers because every time I step, it'll be up, 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 up.
Now, the listeners have to understand that we adore our pets. You wouldn't actually do that, but sometimes you just feel like it.
You have to
Right.
vent to keep from doing something you
There's a
regret.
Yeah.
Viewers who do not
there's a
understand
reason.
have never been a parent or a parent of a fur baby.
There's a reason, what, Dan?
There's a reason why one of these stays back here hidden in a cubby hole
What is it?
when the German Shepherd is annoying Lindsay and she wants to close the gate in the hallway, and I have my office door open. The little
Oh,
squeaker comes out.
That's someone in there.
I couldn't tell what it was.
I was about
I'm
ready to say we're about ready to hear a thump as the dog hits the door.
Right.
Squeaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Was that a wise
I'm,
decision, man?
I'm afraid to go to the bathroom now. I'll open the door and there's a German Shepherd going, I heard the song of my people. No, that's a squeaker that she excavated from a toy that Lindsay bought for her. And I just went, oh, this is going to come in handy. Don't throw that in the trash. Let me have it. And I've got it stashed back here. Now, whenever Lindsay's trying to do something like get the cat food together to feed the outdoor cats, and Kimber is just going, oh, food bowls. Which one's mine? I'll eat all of them. I'll just go squeak, 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 and she'll come running back here. Lindsay will close the gate, and everything's fine. The cats actually get fed that night.
So Crow
I
and I
did
took.
find out at the shelter.
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I found out at one of the cats that was there when I was at the shelter. They figured that she would just stay there forever because she was just a. Found out today she was adopted. She's been adopted twice and brought back, and this time she was adopted again. And they're like, she just is the gentlest thing to my son, and it's like that cat drew more blood off of me. But I just don't think the shelter environment was a good spot for her.
It's got to find the right people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. The way we got Kimber, the folks that had her before, they fell on hard times. They were having to live in a motel, and it was not a good place for a large dog. I mean, if she'd been little bitty dog, they might have been able to cope with it, but a very large dog, no, that's not going to work. And they went to the church that Lindsay goes to once and asked her about taking care of the dog temporarily. And Lindsay said, no, we just had our two dogs pass away, both in the last year and a half. We're not ready for another dog yet. They brought the dog over anyway, dropped it off, and left it. We got to talk to them. We said, no, we don't. But they drove off. The dog did not drive off with them. And we just opened our hearts and accepted the dog. And
But you don't do that to people. That's
no, but the dog needed somebody that she could depend on.
Yeah.
And we turned out to be dependable people. So it's the best thing that happened to her. Might not have been convenient for us, but it's the best thing that happened to the dog.
yes, but the dog's original people, that you don't do that. That was just you don't force it down somebody's throat like that.
Yeah, well, it's a hell of a lot better than them driving off and leaving her on the edge of the woods somewhere.
That's true.
I'd much rather we had her than all the alternatives. So she's ours now. It's been damn
a year, over a year.
over a year.
Yeah. Well,
Because you had her a while when I first joined the zoo.
Yep. And I would say now, if they pulled up in the yard tomorrow and tried to take the dog, Lindsay would probably shoot them. Not the dog, the people.
People.
Yeah.
It's her dog. Damn it.
It's claimed her, it sounds like.
Hey, and
They've
I
claimed
taught
each
her
other.
I taught her how to shoot, so they better not come over here because I'm running out of places to hide bodies nowadays. Mama's roses look real good, but please, people, quit pissing me off.
whatever happened to those people? Do you know?
Actually, without any humor involved, no, I do not. I do know that they hopefully did not wind up being arrested for anything, but
I
they
was about ready to say
were
check America's Most Wanted.
well. They were on the verge, and if doing without the dog helped them straighten up their act and get everything going in a positive direction, then I count that as something I did right, something Lindsay did right. If they weren't, it's on them. You know, there's God, I hate to get philosophical here, but philosophical. Let me say that
That's a good word.
Falafel, isn't that a Middle Eastern dish?
Served cold.
That wasn't what you said. I'm just making fun. I'm just teasing.
It's all right. It's all right. It's almost 3 a.m. and I've been drinking. I've been drinking since 11, so I don't care. Make fun of you. Make fun of me if you want to. I won't remember it tomorrow. I will have slept since then, probably in the
And
chair.
more importantly, he won't care.
Oh, I don't care now. I just won't remember tomorrow,
Yeah.
or later today. The you know,
in the morning.
people, they make of their lives what they will. Sometimes for good or ill, always for their own reasons, whether those are good reasons or not, whether the results are um, positive or negative. But you can try and influence them, but you can't change them. So whatever they decide they're going to do, they're going to do. And the consequences are on them.
You can be the inspiration, but you can't be the actual change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Send the
Unless
kid to school and can't make him think.
unless you're the Sikh store owner of the guy, the guy that tried to come in and rob him.
I bet that didn't end well.
For the guy who was trying to do the robbing, no.
Hmm.
Um, the guy that worked there for the Sikh managed to stop the robber from getting out the door, although the robber knocked him down and was beating on him. And then the guy in the turban showed up with a broomstick. And just
Proceeded to whoop ass.
yes. And where it got really interesting was that all at once the guy started singing soprano.
Probably a
The
natural development of the aftermath of the attack. Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean the robber was yelling, "Hey, stop it, stop it, stop it. It's okay." And then all at once he goes, "It's okay." And I'm like, "Okay, I know where he got hit."
Mhm. Making sounds only dogs can hear. Um,
Yep.
yes, there are several groups of people that you never want to piss off. One of them is Gurkhas. Another one is Sikhs. Another one is Sicilians. Um,
Yeah.
Pretty
and
much anyone from the Mediterranean area.
well,
Um.
Especially Cecilia when you're. Oh my God, I can't even remember. I'm so tired. I can't even remember Princess Bride right now.
Let's not forget the ninjas. You don't want to piss off a ninja because you'll never see it coming.
if I'm John Goodman, the ninjas better worry about pissing me off.
Um. Did you hear about the 87-year-old grandmother that fought off this would-be attacker and then fed him?
Yeah.
Sounds like something from Stop or My Mother Will Shoot.
That was, I believe, in Connecticut. I was reading that. Anyway, he said he was hungry after she kind of subdued him, and then she fed him some toast and something else. And after he ate, he ran away, and the police, chased him, and they did catch him at some point. But
And they haven't released his information because he was a minor.
yeah,
Well, people generally think that I'm a fairly easygoing sort, and I am.
I
But
wouldn't cross you on a bit.
that doesn't.
yeah,
I got a temper, and it's like, okay. So my mom was into genealogy, so it runs
hmm
something like this: redheaded Irish, uh, Scots, Welsh, English, Spanish, Italian, and there's some Cherokee thrown in there somewhere. and some Viking. So, that's the ancestry. And the only moderating factor in there is the English. And if you get them pissed off enough, they tear down soccer stadia. So I really, just don't push me that far because you wouldn't like what happens.
And at one point, the sun didn't set on the British Empire, so they're capable of.
Because the sun didn't trust it. I trust you as far as I can throw you.
We got about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I do.
And I'm still awake. Well,
Yeah,
miracles
that's a good
never
thing.
cease.
I
Yeah.
am about ready to pull a dam.
Excuse me, dear.
She's about to fall out.
Oh,
It's only showing 2 minutes left on my clock.
4 minutes in 2 seconds.
Kind of late.
So mine's a little bit fast.
I'm just going on the countdown clock on StreamYard. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
we
makes
did
sense.
start a couple seconds late, so.
a couple of seconds.
If you were too busy playing hopscotch with the dog.
Hey, yeah, I tripped over the dog on the way to the bathroom. So, yeah,
Like,
That makes sense then.
That sounds like a euphemism.
I had to make sure that the dog was not emotionally scarred by me stepping on her, because it was hot in the house. We got the air conditioners are on low. She found a very cool place, but it just happened to be between me and the toilet. So, and the light didn't come on. The motion sensor light didn't come on until after I stepped on it. And I love the dog. I don't want her to be thinking that I'm upset with her. So I took a minute or two before coming back and starting the show.
We've all done it, Dan. We all get it. You trip over your animal and you're like, a lot of times cats will go, what?
Yeah, I was just afraid that you'd face planted or something there for a second.
Hey, I'd rather that than the dog think that I was mad at her. I mean, hell, Lindsay can call an ambulance for me. We can't get a psychiatrist for the dog.
True. And she might not come running at the squeaky toy.
Can't run away from it.
I think that one's pretty Pavlovian by now.
Oh, okay.
Positive reinforcement works.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, folks, thank you very much for being here.
I enjoyed it.
It's been especially fun. And
Very much more than the last show.
well, we didn't quite forget that there were rails, but we did kind of ignore them a time or two. So
We skirted the hell out of them, that's for sure.
Rails? We don't need no stinking rails.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
We damn sure didn't Thursday night.
Oh, well,
Dan, I need to get you that picture I made. It's a picture of the there's two of them. One is from the end of Back to the Future 3, where the train is starting to lift off. We don't need, or where we're going, we don't need no rails or something along those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, in that case, rails, because it's a train.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
And then the other is another shot from Back to the Future 3, but it's the train flying off at the end, where it was called whatever cavern and then became Clint Eastwood Cavern or Canyon, because they thought Marty was on there and he was going by the name Clint Eastwood. But it's that one. It's like, that went off the rails quickly. So I
Yes.
I gotta find these and send them to you so that you can just, when stuff like that happens, you can just bring that up in the StreamYard.
Mhm.
The previous name of the canyon was the name of the school teacher
The
that Doc
English
Brown
teacher, yeah,
married. Yeah.
that allegedly fell in,
Mary
but
Senior.
Doc Brown changes it. Yeah, yes, I had the biggest crush on her back then.
I've never been a huge fan of hers.
And
But
then when she played the teacher, for some reason, it just became an even bigger crush.
Mhm.
you wanted to bustle her bustle.
Missy's asleep. I won't refute that. Um,
And with a couple of people in the room that have been to steampunk conventions, we can understand why.
Yeah.
Definitely. On that note,
We should probably end the show.
before we get
otherwise, Carl's
arrested,
going to be like, "Really? You're going home for 2 hours again?"
hey, at least it doesn't have to watch 5 hours of me going,
Carl, we're
Least
going to turn
that's
this
what
into
I'll
a
do.
streamathon. Oh shit! That reminds me. Is Carrie's streamathon still going?
you better go check. I'm going to play the bedtime story here. Oh, I
Go
almost
Big
played the
House.
intro again. Let me click on the right folder. Good night,
Go Big
everybody.
House.
Much
Bye.
love. And
Good
thank
night.
you for being here and anybody that deigns to watch this in the aftermath. The world
Praise
did survive somehow, even though we keep going on. Bye bye.
Bye.
Transmission overload. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.